This is Breanna Rutter from howtoblackhair.com, and I will be teaching you how to do crochet braids. The first thing you want to do is make sure that your hair is parted in half. You're going to have a back half and a front half, because in the front you're going to have twice the amount of braids as the braids you have in the back. So for instance, if you have 12 braids in the front, you're going to have 6 braids in the back. As you can see here, when you're parting your braids, you want to make sure that the size of your braids are about small to medium size, because you're going to create cornrow braids in the front and the back. So once you've parted out an appropriate section of hair, make sure you detangle through, add a little bit of gel in the beginning to keep your braids slick, and then begin braiding. Crochet braids is an advanced hairstyle because you're incorporating the latch hook technique as well as cornrow braids to create this look. So if you don't know how to cornrow braid, I highly suggest that you visit howtoblackhair.com for the cornrow braiding DVD. So as you're braiding, you're going to make sure that you're braiding almost near the ends, and then you're going to continue to braid the rest of your braids in front, because each 2 braids in front turns into 1 braid in back. Don't worry about the size of the braids in the back being too big, because as you add hair, you won't see your parting or the size of your braids. Now for every braid in the back, you're going to loop it into one another, because as you can see here, there's 1 tail end braid left. So now as you continue braiding the very back of your head, you want to grab 2 braids up front to add it to 1 cornrow braid in the back, as you see here, and you want to continue to braid until you reach the very end. And then when you reach the very end, grab a braid in back, add it to your braid there, and then finish braiding, so that when it's all said and done, you have double the braids in front as you do in back. But as you're finished braiding, you only end with 1 tail end of a braid, because each braid is connected to one another. Now if your hair is short, you can simply use a beater to add your hair around your cornrow braid. But if it's longer, I suggest that you sew it down with needle and thread to prevent your braid pattern base from unraveling. But since my hair is short here, you want to make sure to pull it through your braid. And as you can see, this is how your braid pattern should look before you begin adding your crocheted hair. When adding hair, you can use whatever colors you want, because this is the thing, your real hair won't show through this look. So have as much fun with color and curl patterns as you like. Now when you're prepping your hair, you want to make sure that you're grabbing your ringlets and you're dividing them up into smaller pieces. Now the hair does come extremely long, but I wanted a shorter look, so in order to achieve that, I simply cut the hair in half. If you want longer hair, leave it at its full length and then separate the hair as necessary. At this point, you're going to slide the beater up through your braid at the beginning. You're going to loop a little bit of the hair through, but not all the way, because you want to slide the hair around the braid, and then you're going to take the beater off. And as you're securing your hair, you're going to loop it through the opening of your hair here just a couple of times, and then to make sure it's tightened, you're going to pull the length of the hair so that the knot becomes tight against your cornrow braid, as you see here. Also, you can use a metal crochet hook to do this as well. You can use a bigger one or a smaller one. For example, I'm showing you a different way you can add hair. So make sure that the crochet hook is open. Once it's open, add your hair onto the hook and then close the hook. After closing the hook, pull the hook through your braid and then open the hook to remove it off the hair. Now, this may be a little bit tricky, but if you do that exact process that I've walked you through, you will always be able to add hair onto your braid. So this is just a second way that you can add hair on with a metal crochet hook, but I always prefer a plastic hair beater. And the reason why is because it's extremely gentle on your hairline and your hair. Now after all the hair has been added and color was strategically placed all around for a cool look, you want to make sure to trim off the very ends of your hair so that you have a very even looking style. So if you want your ends to be blunt cut, make sure that all of the curls reach the same length and cut them. But if you kind of want the sides to kind of go out as if it's like a tapered bob almost, you want to make sure to stretch your ringlets out very gently and then cut off little bits at a time until you reach your desired shape. So as you can see, as the cutting is progressing, you're noticing that a shape is evolving all around. Now, if you can't see the back of your head, I suggest that you use a mirror to put in front of you and behind you, more like a full body mirror, so that you can actually see exactly what you're cutting. But if you've been cutting your hair for a while, you know what length is appropriate based on feel. So after I finish fixing up the front, this is how your crochet braided hairstyle will look. And this is such a great protective style for those who want to protect their hair for length retention, or just for the ease of having a style that's very simple to maintain. You can swim with this hair. You can work out with this hair. You can wear this hair for extended periods of time. Depending on the hair you choose, you can take out the hair, wash the hair, and then reinstall it. The possibilities are endless when it comes to crochet braids, because you can choose different curl patterns and different colors, and you can even cut it to a specific shape. If you do your crochet braid pattern so well, everybody will truly believe that this is your real hair. So when you're ready to take down your braids, it's super easy. Just make sure that you cut the knot of your hair that you looped onto your braid pattern, and then you can take off the little bits like that. Thanks for watching the Crochet Braids hairstyle. For updates on new hairstyling tutorials, follow me on Instagram at Breanna Rutter.